Hi everyone, it's Karen here. Welcome to another video with me and Lavinia Stamps. Today is the first video for the month of April. And that marks the start of a new creative challenge for Lavinia called Blue Aura. I think this challenge was made for me. I love blue, as many of you know. So the entire card is with blues and a bit of silver glitter. I'm using the holographic glitter, and I'll show you how to apply it to her wings for maximum effect. The fairy here is the gorgeous Quinn fairy, and she's gently putting her hand out to one of the hares in the whimsical hare set. You get 3 in that set. They're just gorgeous. I chose him because he's just looking so inquisitive as she gently puts out her hand. So this card today is from me with love. This sentiment comes from the Heartfelt Verses set, and again you get 3 in that set. Round the edge I've used Glory. That's the stencil, but any stencil would work with this technique. It's so simple. I don't know about you, but the past couple of weeks life's been really busy, and I think I just needed something simple and calming. So here we have it. I'm using Warm Breeze for the sentiment there. I've got Salty Ocean around the edge. For my stamping, I've got Nocturne. I've got my stencil brush to apply the ink around the edge. My little quickie glue pen to apply the glitter, both to her wings and around the swing bed. My sized card that I'm going to be using is 12 centimetres by 19.5 centimetres. I'm using multifarious cardstock, and the way I've mounted it is just with a small little black frame and then a slightly larger white frame. I like to mount my cards with a dark frame around the edge. That makes them stand out a bit more. But then, as I said, to create a bit of calm, which we all need, I've mounted it on a white piece of card. I'm also going to show you a little trick that I do with acetate, so stay tuned. The first thing that we're going to do is take our multifarious card and our black stamp pad, and we're going to ink up the large swing bed. So if you haven't joined me before, welcome. I do a Monday video every week with Lavinia. And if you haven't found my YouTube channel, they're all on there as well. I've also got a Facebook page and a Facebook group. I'm Karen Telfer Craft. So I do hope you'll stay tuned, and I hope you'll join me for more. For those of you who do know me, you know that I'm absolutely passionate about Lavinia stamps. So you can see I just popped that swing bed down slightly to the left of my card. And then I'm going to ink up my lovely Quinn. And as always, you'll have seen me do this, a light tapping motion that gets my ink neatly and thoroughly applied on my stamp. Now for her, because she's sitting this way, but you just tilt the stamp slightly so that she's bending down with her hand outstretched, and she's going to be talking or touching this lovely little hare who looks so inquisitive and interested in what she's got to say or offer. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is take Salty Ocean. I've got Distress Oxides here. You can use the Elements ink pads, Distress inks. Any of those will work beautifully with my stencil brush. Now you'll see I've got my Lavinia craft mat here. This is a silicone mat, I love it because before I had it, when I used my ink pad and when I was taking ink from it, it would squish all over the table. Now it stays, as I pick up that ink, it stays perfectly still. So that's a huge bonus for it. The other thing that I like about it is that I can just apply my ink to the silicone mat and then I can come back and pick it up in a moment. The reason I'm taking it off onto my mat is because I want it to be soft and light. Now I'm taking my brush and in a circular motion I'm just going to follow the line of the large swing bed stamp. It's far better to have it lighter and have a couple of layers on there than go in too dark. So you'll see, even though I pick up more ink, I always take it off on my mat. And I'm continuing to do this circular motion with my stencil brush. So there we have a nice little glow around our swing bed stamp, and I'm going to do the same all around the edge of the card. Gently, gently. Remember why we do this. We do this to relax and have fun. Don't have to get it finished as quickly as possible. So I'm just going to take this stencil brush around the edge of the card. So as I said, this marks the start of the new creative challenge. And if you don't know how to enter it, go to the Lavinia website and on the front page it says Creative Challenge. Follow the link and just add your photograph. At the end of the month, all the entries are entered into the random number generator, and if you win, you could get to spend £40 on Lavinia goodies on the website or in the shop if you're lucky enough to visit. So this does take a little while when doing it like this, but I love the soft, gentle look that it gives you. And as I say, after the busyness of my past few weeks, soft and gentle is a good thing. So there we have, all around the edge, this lovely little glow. I'm going to take my stencil, and as I said, any of the stencils will work beautifully with this. And I'm just going to, now the stencil won't go exactly to the top because of the size card that I'm using, but don't worry, you'll see how we move it as we go along. So same colour. I didn't clean it off and I didn't put any more ink on it. I'm just going to, again, circular motion all around the edge, creating a bit of extra interest. Tone on tone, you've got salty ocean on top of salty ocean, but through the stencil, it gives you an extra layer. So there we have it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp with Warm Breeze in VersaFine Clair. I'm going to stamp my lovely little sentiment, which is with love. And I'm just going to pop this, the bottom left of my card. Now I told you that I was going to show you a little trick with the acetate, and I forgot. That's why I said it at the beginning, so that I didn't forget, and I did. So sometimes when I'm stamping and I can't decide where I wanted to put my sentiment, I will use a piece of acetate. Stamp on the acetate. And then you can move it around. Do I want it there? Do I want it there? I quite like it there. So that's a little handy tip that I use with the acetate. And the acetate, hey, it comes anytime we buy a new stamp, gel press, anything like that. So I keep these little sheets and I use them for all sorts of little reasons. Even when I'm applying, when I wanted to apply some of the little liquid pearls, if I wasn't sure what the layout would want it to be, I sometimes use the acetate to help me do that positioning as well. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to put in our holographic glitter. I'm just going to bring in a piece of paper underneath it so that I don't get it all over my mat and my eyes and my cardigan and everything else. Now I'm using my quickie glue pen. Because this glitter is a little chunky, I am going to dot her wings, not colour them in. I'm going to dot her wings because that way you don't completely cover the wings. You still get a bit of that lovely detail that Tracy's drawn for us coming through. You also get a bit of the white card behind it, which makes them even more pronounced. So I've just done her wings. And you can see there are little bits of spaces in between her wings. In between the glitter there. And then I'm just going to take my glue pen and I'm just going to dot at various intervals in and around our gorgeous swing bed. And sprinkle that too with our glitter. So you can see that little bit of sparkle there. And then I'm going to use two-toned blues of liquid pearls to just create a bit of extra interest around my little swing bed. So you can see I'm not being too uniform. I just pick up my hand and pop them wherever the hand lies and falls. So that's the lighter blue, and then I'm going in with the darker blue. You'll see I always take a bit off onto my mat. That's so that I know how much pressure to apply. I don't land up with big blobs. One more just there. So there we have it, the gorgeous little Quinn on the large swing bed chatting to one of the hares. And so thanks for watching today. I'd love to see your makes. Please tag me, and I'll be back again next Monday for another video with you. Bye for now.